Hey. Good morning, guys. You ready for your treat? You ready for your morning? Okay, let's go inside and get your treat. Come on, let's go get your treat. Okay, you know you gotta go outside for your treat. All right. Right? There you go. Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. That's our everyday routine that we have with dogs. You know, dogs have routines, just like people have routines. You know, we get up, we eat breakfast, we go to work for those who are not retired. And even for those that are retired, they have the routine of what they do on a daily basis. Well, the dogs, that's what their routine is. First thing in the morning, they want to come in, they want to greet us, and they want to get one of their treats, and then they're happy for the rest of the day until next time they need to be fed. Anyway, today's going to be a short episode. I found something that I want to share with you. It's going to be a test for me, and it has to do with the backyard and the garden. So let's go ahead and get today started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now this is our cashew tree back here, and I showed you already all the cashews that were growing on it, but when I looked over the edge of the lanai this morning, I saw this. Oh, yeah, this is a cashew fruit and actual cashew nut in the bottom. Well, the nut is inside this little section right here. Now, I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm actually going to eat the fruit on here. This fruit is supposed to be edible. I said it's supposed to be. I've never done it before. This is going to be my first test of a cashew fruit. Now you don't eat this part of the nut. The nut has to go through a process. You have to split, and this is actually like a protective shell right here. And inside, deep inside, there is a cashew nut. And it has to go through some kind of processing like roasting, or because it has some oils inside here that are toxic unless you process it properly. We're not going to focus yet on the cashew, but I want to taste this. I've heard about this. I don't know what it tastes like. Let's check it out. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of clean it off here, wash it off. Now, I got to tell you, I'm always a little bit apprehensive about testing something the first time, especially when it comes to something I'm going to consume and ingest. But I read about this, and some people say they really like it. It's really moist and delicious, and it's very soft. I can feel it's very tender. But some people say that it's kind of a bitter taste. Some people say it has kind of a sweet taste. Most people say it's very wet. Let's go ahead and try it and see what it tastes like. All right, well, I'm not really sure of the process of doing this. All I know is this is what you're supposed to eat. I think I'm going to try separating the nut down here. Twist it out. There. Now there's the nut. We'll do something with this later. I'm going to try to split this and look and see what's inside. But right now, I just want to taste. I want to taste this. Let's see. Wow. This is really good. Somebody said it was bitter. I think because of the amount of ripeness in this right here. And it is really juicy. And I've tasted something that tastes just like this before. I'm trying to think what type of fruit has this kind of taste. Well, I had Ness come out. I had Ness taste it, and I finally concluded what the taste is very similar to. It tastes a lot like the juice that comes out of like a navel orange, like an orange, but it doesn't have quite the tartness the tartness. Maybe if it was less ripe, but this one's really sweet. And I think the ones I've seen other people taste on YouTube when they're eating it and they're talking about sometime it's bitter. This is definitely not bitter. So I think because it has fallen off, and I don't know, maybe it fell off yesterday. It's very ripe, very good, very good. I can see you really being able to make something like some type of a juice with this. Hey Marianne, you're my buco girl. What do you think about cashew fruit? You like that too? Ah, isn't that good? Huh? Huh? Not as much as you like buco though, but you like the sweet nectar from that, don't you? Hapon, you're not gonna, I know you're not gonna eat this. Okay, so now we have to figure out how to turn this into an edible cashew. Now, you know you can't eat the outside. It has to be split because there's oils inside there.
You have, yeah.
That are toxic. So you have to. There's a process that we have.
You have only one fruit.
I only have one fruit right now. There's some other small ones. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how long.
You need 100 of these.
We need at least 100. Yeah, I think we need more.
To make a box
I think
of
we need more
cashew nuts.
I think we need more cashew trees.
Oh.
So anyway,
that's cool.
That's a start. Everything starts with one. Now, quick update on the fertilizing using the natural fertilizer. Remember the rice hull and the chicken manure. I want you to see how well the front yard is doing here. Remember all those real dark spots. You can barely see some of the dark spots, and that was from the dogs. But now with the fertilizer, everything is looking really good. I've been doing regular watering here, adding the fertilizer, and the little light tan that you see right now is because I cut the yard yesterday, and it gets down at the lower section that's doesn't show the green so well, but it's coming along really well. Now, since we started today talking about the cashews, and we actually have more than one, you can see we have a lot of the fruit over here, and a lot of the fruit I'm just going to wait for it to drop. When it drops, I'll just be picking it up when it drops. Now, I'm not really sure what some of these little these dark spots are on here. Some of the videos I saw some of theirs also had the dark spots. We have a lot over here. I'm not really sure what it is, but it didn't stop from the fruit from being really tasty. So anyway, this is the cashew tree. Something I want to show you is a little bit of an update on the dragon fruit. Now back here, I showed you the other day we have lots of new dragon fruit blossoms. A couple of tiny ones here, 3 right up there, this larger one right here. We have some more on the one in the back. Now, what I wanted to get a point is, and I learned from you all because you send me comments, I was under the assumption that the dragon fruit only blossoms and the flower presents itself early in the morning, but I stand corrected. I believe most of you are telling me, let's go back here. I believe most of you are telling me that, and this is a spent flower right here. This is the one that did open at one time, but I believe this one opened. This was the one I was hoping to show you in the early morning hours, but it had blossomed and opened up over nighttime, and it was actually in the closing moment when I was hoping to show it to you later on. So I believe what everybody is telling me is true, that the blossom and the opening of the flower occurs at nighttime. Maybe I just caught it early in the morning before it actually stopped doing its flowering. So we'll continue to watch. And there's one of our dragon fruit. That's the original one that I showed you the picture of, and it's doing, it looks like it's doing really well there. See my sitao? These are all, every single, I told Ness this morning, I'm surprised at how fast the green beans, they grow here. Every day, almost every day, I'm able to harvest about 5 or 6 of these off of one plant. And a quick update on the raised bed gardening. I still don't know what this plant is. You guys have sent me some great suggestions of what you think this is, but I still don't know what it is. I have no idea what this plant is that I'm growing inside this little pot over here. So anyway, what I did for the raised bed garden to enrich it, to do some enhancing to it, is I added the chicken manure rice hull. It's been spread. Everything's been. You have to, if you have a garden, and most of you gardeners know, the best thing to do at the beginning of the season is to turn over your soil, and that's what I do with. That's a pitchfork right over there, and I turn it over, and it makes it easier for the roots to get the nutrients. So this has the fertilizer that I brought in, and we're out of all the bags now. It's already been spread. But what I did yesterday when I cut the yard, I also add the grass clippings to the soil inside and turn it inside, and you can also use it as a covering too, sort of like a mulch on the top to help keep the moisture down. Well, I'm gonna have to cut again the next time I cut because I ran out. So I have a combination of the fertilizer that has the rice hull and the chicken manure, and I have the grass clippings inside there, and you just churn it inside there. If you leave it on the top, it'll dry out, and it won't have, I'm talking about the grass clippings. If you leave it on the top, it will act really good as a mulch on the top to preserve the moisture underneath. But as it dries out, that nitrogen that you would normally be getting from it if you mixed it in with the soil will start going away. It'll be less of an effective type of a fertilizer for your garden. So mix some of it inside with your garden as well, and it'll give it a really big burst of nitrogen. Something I really always like to have in my garden, and I waited too late to start the second round because we already used all of our tomato plants, but this is a tomato seedling right here. I have one started here. I recommend that you get seedlings on these and start them and do them like about 1 month apart, so that you have the growth of each one. Depends on how many tomato plants and how much you like tomatoes, but so that you have different levels, different stages of the growth and maturity of your tomato plant. So I have one here, and then I have a smaller one. It's just starting right over here. And then probably in another couple of weeks I'll get some seeds down, and I'll start another one, so that through the months we always have a supply of tomatoes, because we use a lot of tomatoes here at Villa Feliz. And I thinned out my pepper plants. We had lots of pepper plants back here. I actually pulled out about 3 because we had too many pepper plants. Because you see how many peppers these actually produce. And these little I call them chili pepper plants, but they call them Sile peppers here. And really, I think one is all you need. I have way too many here. I could utilize the garden a lot better. But they're beautiful, and maybe we'll move these to another place, and just keep like one here. And this is a very big producing Sile plant here. Now all of these are pepper plants too, and these are the pepper plants with the longer green peppers, and those will be used for sinigang. And then up in the front I have some, I believe those are, if I remember correctly, bell pepper plants. I think they're red. Red is my favorite for cooking. Well, for Ness, when Ness does most of the cooking around here. So we have those over there. And of course, everyone is aware of our Jurassic lemons back here. This is a lemon. And we have many of these on this plant right here. They really grow. I'm going to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there might be some other ones hiding somewhere around here. I don't know, but one of these lemons makes an entire pitcher of lemonade. Now I have a bunch of papaya seedlings that I put out here, and I planted these from seeds. This is a small one. This one's a little bit bigger right here, growing in a little bit bigger of a container. And several over here are papaya. And these are those papaya that only grow up about 2 meters high, not much more than 2 meters, maybe 2.5 meters. And they're very manageable, and they produce really big and an abundance of papaya. So I just have to find a place to put these, because it'll be too big to put in a raised bed garden. But I'll show you where I put one of them over here. Now this is normally a garden for more aesthetics than anything else, but I do have some fruit bearing items inside here. The calamansi over here, Santordes, and then a couple of trees back there. I'm not sure, there's some type of a citrus tree. I'm not sure if they're lemon limes or what, and that's this guy over here. And we'll prune them down. They'll be ornamental, but at the same time they'll produce some fruits, some citrus. But I put you can see right here, I have a papaya right here, and this is that small one that I told you, and it will it will be sticking out. It's going to be a little crowded in here, but you have to find space where you can, and I think it'll do fine inside there. And again, the papaya isn't forever. So after a certain amount of time, you just remove papaya and you'll replant it with something else. Now this plant right here is lavender. If you take your hand and you rub it and you take it and you smell and you bring it up to your nose, it's a wonderful smell. You can make oils out of this right here. There's a lot of things that you can do, and it's also a natural repellent of mosquitoes. So if you have some of these around your yard, and lavender really likes sunlight, bright sunlight. It can be in all day sunlight and it will do really well. But something that's also great about lavender, if you want to propagate it, if you want to make more of this, you just cut off sections inside here, just pull off some of the leaves on the bottom and just stick them in the ground like I just did this a couple of days ago. Now around here, and you can see they're in a stressed mode right now because they just got planted, but they will root, and this area right here will look like what I did the same thing up here by the swimming pool, using the same, you see, and this is the lavender that I put up here. So you can see this is really, really healthy looking, very nice, and it makes a very nice border plant for your garden. But these will look like that at some point too. All right, well, that's going to be about it for today. As you can see here, this is still repair, and this is from the swimming pool when we built the swimming pool in November. And the ground, this is where they carried the wheelbarrow back and forth, and it's still in a damaged kind of a situation. But the biggest problem here that will fix, and the best fix for this right here, the biggest problem is it's compacted. The soil is compacted from the weight of the wheelbarrow going back and forth. So the fix action for that is to do some aeration. I can take that same that's over inside the garden, the pitchfork, or if you had an aerator, you could do that. But I don't think that's a popular item over here in the Philippines. It's a mechanical with gas, and it will aerate all your soil for you, and it's really good for the roots. It will give the roots the ability to be able to get the nutrients that it needs, less the compacted soil. Anyway, but if the pitchfork will be fine. I'll just break this up a little bit so that the soil is softer, and the bluegrass will grow into this, and I'll probably do that in the next couple of days. Now, before we close out today's episode, there are a couple of things that we want to share with you. First is going to be a couple of shout outs, and then we want to talk about some weather events that are happening. If you're not aware about some major events that are going off the coast, I'm not sure that's a real big thing, but we're going to share it with you anyway. Anyway, the first is for a birthday. It's a belated birthday shout out for yesterday for us. It'll probably be 2 days late once we get this posted, because I think this will be posted on April 21 is about the time you'll be able to see this. So, but for April 19th, we want to wish a big happy birthday shout out to Mikey. Anyway, Mikey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Mike!
And we also have another birthday shout out for today, for our today, which is April 20th here. Again, this might be shown on April 21 in most places around the world. Anyway, it is for one of our subscribers that have their own channel as well. And they have a subscriber name, and the subscriber name is Liam and Erica TV's Quela, right? Quela. And and they have a channel, and their channel is, I think this is the dad's channel, because it's all about, I think, his family, big family channel. And his channel is Liam America TV on YouTube. And by the way, I liked your intro to Hotel California. We watched that. That was cool. 2 thumbs up for you. Anyway, this is a birthday shout out for both his son, Liam Santos. His birthday is today, April 20, and also for his wife, Melanie Santos. So to both your wife and your son, we want to wish them both a happy birthday. Now, as I said, we wanted to talk about a weather condition that's happening right here off the coast of the Philippines, for those of you who are following. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to affect us much. Maybe a change in the weather pattern, which is what I want to talk about right now. It's because normally our weather comes in, our wind during this time of year when we don't have an event like a typhoon, like we're going to talk about here in just a moment. Normally the wind blows from the east to the west, and you could see that on our personal weather station. In our description block, we always leave a link inside there, and you'll be able to see this moment what our weather is right here in our backyard here at Villa Feliz. It will show you things like the weather direction or the wind direction. It will show you the temperature. It will tell you the humidity, all this kind of thing. UV from the sun, and also the air quality in our area. And you'll see that will change depending on what the farmers are doing around here, whether there's a lot of dust in the air or not. So anyway, we have a weather condition that's going, and if you were to go to our weather station from that link I was talking about, you'll see it's 180 degrees off the normal weather wind direction here. Now it's not going from east to west, it's going from west behind us to the east, and I expect it to be changed like that for the next couple of days during this weather event. So I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to show you a presentation of what it looks like at this moment right now. This typhoon, the name of the typhoon is Bising, and Sergei is they come in two names. It's like a east-west version of the naming convention of typhoons over here. Like in the west you have hurricanes, over here we have typhoons. And the other thing I want to share with you is that at weather station, if you were to click on that link, what it would look like. And you can see right now, and the main thing that I want to show you is the wind direction. The wind direction is currently showing west-southwest, when it's normally east, I think east-southeast. East-southeast, I think, is normally the way, or pretty much from the east during this time. So you can see that a typhoon is really changing our weather conditions here. Normally what that means is we'll probably be getting some rain, which we haven't gotten some rain in quite a long time, so we could use the rain. Anyway, that's about it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MyPI Dream heart. In the bottom right hand side of your screen, you'll be subscribed and notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.